Welcome to Wordpath, the show about Oklahoma Indian languages and the people who are teaching and preserving them. Tonight's show was taped at the 3rd annual celebration of Oklahoma Indian language and culture. The celebration is held in Norman the second Friday before Halloween each year. We're going to see a presentation tonight from October of 2000 by Hastings Shade from the Lost City community near Hulbert, Oklahoma. He's a Cherokee language teacher, author, and cultural preservationist, and was designated a Cherokee Living Treasure in 1991 for his traditional art and crafts. He is also Deputy Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation. This will be a real treat. I hope you have your VCRs set. Hastings is going to tell a very old Cherokee legend about where Cherokees come from. In the first part, you'll hear a whole lot of Cherokee. If you don't speak Cherokee, just let it flow over you, listen to it. Afterwards, he's going to tell the story in English with a commentary that touches on lots of cultural and spiritual issues, everything from burials, ethics, to taking care of the earth, to modern pressures on traditional life, archaeology, the millennium, and of course, language. I think you're going to enjoy this.
This is Hastings Shade. He's Cherokee, and he's actually Deputy Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation. He's also someone I've known by reputation for a long time. As a language history, a language preservationist, someone very interested in his culture as a teacher. So he's going to tell a story, I believe, and probably a little more than that. Welcome.
Well, also the God, Kalili or Sayan got to there. Who's got to down, power down, Kalina got and to like a really country. Kohisa doesn't know, said a lady, and a young cannot say. So, go the young long spin doesn't know, say, course. And these are ladies on there, go he down there. I'm a good details negation with our days. The class saw he Glenn no. God don't know how to tell him. So they don't know to steer say, a zeal in the world. Skin news to know but hold he not to know a new wife. A let a new hotway, a let a new cheese crew, a let a new get lonely, a let a new body, a let a new water, a let a new go together. Undotland got hold in me. Unanigis, I'm a leg what the laws to you and town name. Skinner, the guy Unanigi, would need let's say. Kilona, you didn't let me say. No, Nakina, he go Nagi, there, one day, the Nagis and he go together. I know, say. Or the little to know, do these sorts of day, no, the Noctanus. Chú nên là sẽ muốn đi cầu này cần nổi ra cái bài rồi nó lên là nó từ khi nó đi nó cũng nói cái gì à sẽ nói sẽ để cả đến chú từ từ nổi lên lên chú stick chú nói này đã sẽ đi you gotta know not the gì one eye sẽ suppose nó có đâu cái gì đó sẽ là chú cái đó sẽ đi cái xin này na klar, na se no vi det är så det är det ni kommer. Vi kan du ni. Nästa det är det vad du kommer till det ni sen. Jag sen då så nice. Så gör jag det ju inte. Na klar ja nice nu lägger jag nu stanna. Jag sen kunna du ni sen touch and and he young and he go tease. Just take these. Play or say and see that down. He can't use the cases. And not known the column deal with the laws. You know, he know these sorts. No, these sorts, not these sorts, but the no class to be going. Skin no, I mean, he get the leak. Shower and that's now. Skinner, I need the egg. Hawaiian, who go the and the yes case. I says in Clayton, who do this thing again. Who's standing go to who's got it? Cherokee house, he's sticking who's Cherokee, he lives skin house. Your Ziggy, who's got it in the days. Now and then it's out and understanding. I sense it. The Kalanga deal, need loss, the Kalanga, we can stick it, need loss sounding. No, not so, to low the house and still not, no, need to sit, no, so school, never not the schools of schools and then do they tears a decent, no, get see the no, not in that low land, no, saying. Squeezed in the old sitting nights. But now no how, but now that's all saying no. It's a long story that was told in Cherokee, and I want to try to interpret it in English. You know what they say about our language? Once we interpret it, it loses its meaning. But this is a story. It's where we may have come from. We don't know. We listen to myths and legends and whatever. But it says the Cherokees were on an island that was surrounded with water that was undrinkable. One day their island began to shake. The mountains opened up and fire issued forth. This is when 7 traveling groups were formed. This was to ensure somebody survived. We know them today as the 7 clans. There was a wolf group, which were the warriors, the deer group, which were the runners, the long hair, which were the teachers, the bird, which were the messengers, the blue, which were the doctors, the paint, which were the builders, and the wild potato group, which were keepers of Mother Earth. This is the way they left their island. They say they left the island to come to the main island. They left in boats. The legend goes on to say the 4th day's journey out as they went over this big mountain. The last group to leave the island looked back and they seen their island of water, their homeland. He says the journey toward the coal began. He says on this journey toward the coal they built cities, towns, and villages. He said some came on, some stayed. He said they crossed fertile lands, barren lands, arid lands. Still, some stayed, some came on. So their journey toward the coal continued until the rain turned white. It was at this point that they said, well, we'll stay here. And they stayed for 2 nights. The elders that could see the future says, we cannot stay here. The ground is not good for us. So they turned toward where the sun comes up, which we know is east. As they turned toward where the sun comes up, a short distance they crossed the great long person, which we call the river. As they crossed this river, they encountered the mound builders. The Cherokees call them the red-eyed people or the fierce people. So as they encountered these mound builders, it said they stayed and they became as one. And I don't know how many know about the mounds, but the Cherokees said these people were so mean that they couldn't be put back in Mother Earth as we bury our dead. So Mother Earth had rejected them. They had to build mounds to be buried into. And this is where we were. We became one. But still our journey continued toward the east and the northeast. It said where the mountains began to touch the clouds is where we were when the white-skinned people found us. This is one of the oldest legends that I know of. And we can talk about the mound builders. We can talk about who they were. How many has ever been to the Cherokee Mountains? How many has ever seen a mound? Here's the scary thing about a mound, okay? The Cherokees said these people control the weather, control the wind, control the fire, the rain, emotions. But they were so mean they couldn't be put back into Mother Earth as we know her. So they built these mounds so they could bury them here. Well, what happens when we disturb these mounds that these people are put into? What have we turned loose on mankind? As of August 30th this year, there was, in 16 states, there were 6,300 fires burning at one time. And Oklahoma was one of these states. They used to tell us, one of these days, Mother Earth is going to start cleansing herself if we, as Native people, don't start taking care of her. Do you think this is a cleansing that she's doing? And so they also say our Native people are going to be included in this cleansing if we don't, begin to do what we're put here to do. We were put here to take care of Mother Earth. Emotions. Every day we turn the TV on, we hear we're killing or shooting or somebody getting stabbed. As these archaeologists and these grave robbers and people that dig into these mounds and graves, what have they turned loose? How many's ever thought about that? The winds, the tornadoes, the rain, the mudslides. These are all Mother Earth. The fires is a direct gift to the Indians. It's somebody said, that when the Europeans came and seen the Cherokees doing their stomp dance around this fire, the first thing they thought is when they seen us going around this fire that we were worshiping Satan. And to us, as far as a direct gift from the Creator, so how can we be worshiping somebody we didn't even know about until the Europeans came and brought us this name? See, these are things that we've learned. We've learned how to shake hands, which is something that was foreign to us. You know what a handshake is? I don't have a weapon in my hand. That's all it was. When you shake hands with somebody that says, I don't have a weapon. We use it in words of greeting. It's a good thing. We did not shake hands with women. I'm going to go into old teachings, okay? We did not shake hands with women, but if you don't shake hands with a woman anymore, she get mad at you. How many believe that? Women were not allowed to see men preparing for games. Women were not allowed to even play the games until Cherokees after their movement in 1838. But we've learned these things. We don't have a word for time. I don't think any of our tribe has a word for time itself. We have a word for progression of time. The Cherokee word for progressive time is achli'ilis. That means it's the one moment. How many has a watch with the second hand on right now? Look at it and tell me what time it is. As soon as you get to it, something else. Okay? You can never pinpoint time. So we have to live with time. It does not wait on us. That's one thing, I don't care if we're in a hurry, we get here early, we get here late. But time don't care. Time don't care if you got here at 3 o'clock, if you got here at 7. Because it don't wait on nobody. That's how come we cannot pinpoint this time. We do not have a word for goodbye. I don't think any of our native languages has a word for goodbye. To us, when we say goodbye, that's fine. When we bury our dead, we pay our last respects, and we leave them. Our elders are telling us, as these archaeologists are digging up our elders, why don't they come and talk to us? We still know the old ways. But the archaeologist wants to talk to a bone, okay? They want to make this bone say what they want to say. How many believe that? I've got elders that say, you come and talk to me. I know how we used to live. We still have our old ways. We still have our old language. But these are things that, it's been handed down. So as we look into the year 2000, I was asked this question. What's going to happen January 1st, 2000? I said, nothing. Why not? He said, our new year be started October. Nothing happened in October, so nothing's going to happen in January. The Indian year starts in October. But somebody said, what's going to happen? You know, the people are going to Mars and going to the moon. And if you believe Indian legends, they're only going now where we come from. The legend says we come from a star born. We fell to Mother Earth, so the other culture is not going where we've been, okay? Somebody said, what if the world ends tomorrow? Who cares? You know, it's going to end, well, you know, we can't stop it. The Mayan calendar only goes to 12. Well, it's 2012 or 3000, but it just goes to 12. Somebody said our computers only can compute to the year 32. Somebody said about 6 months ago there's a big meteor heading toward Earth. It's supposed to strike her in 28, I think. But people have to call in NASA and saying this, right? So NASA says it's going to miss us by 2,000 miles now. So who knows? So these are things, you know, that's ahead of us. Some of the young ones may be here to see this. The old ones, let it know. We're talking about a language. I'm a deputy chief at Cherokee Nation, and I teach the language. My main goal is to teach our little ones. We're putting a tremendous burden on our 2, 3, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4-year-olds. We're putting this big burden on what we gotta fix it where they'll never know that this is a burden to them. This is how we gotta do it. You know, I'm not saying that nobody can learn the language, but these little ones are going to be our next fluent speakers of any tribe that has a language. So whenever we start teaching our language, we're going to give this to them. But we're going to give it to them in such a way that they're going to enjoy it. They'll not know that they have this big old, you know, heavy thing over them. But that's my job. That's the job of speakers. So this is the work that's cut out for us. This is the work that looking at us, and I enjoyed your speaking on. I like to listen to little ones speak. To me, that tells me we still have a chance. Another thing about our fire and our medicines, they only understand the native languages. We're getting away from it. Our native medicines that we'll go out and talk to the plants. One of these days we'll go out there and speak English, or we're going to find a medicine. No. We have to have this language. One of these days we go to the hospital, they're going to turn us away. So we don't have what you got. So we better start learning our language and start learning our medicines again. Because one of these days we're going to go back to it. And it's not very long. I've had people tell me, I want to be a Cherokee. You know, I'll use Cherokees as a Cherokee. I want to be a Cherokee. I can prove my roll, you know, back to the roll number. That's good. Can you speak? Well, I'd like to learn. I said, one of the stories says, when we stand in front of the Creator, and He speaks Cherokee to us, we can't answer. I don't know what He's saying. We turn around and come back. That's the end in a way. By the way, our prophecy, Cherokees had 7 prophecies. Our last prophecy was fulfilled June 19th, 1997. It says, whenever we recognize the 14th bloodline of the 14th generation, and we're either going to lose everything that we ever had, or we're going to get it all back. It's going to be up to us. I'm looking forward to the challenge. I know there's a challenge out there. All our languages, if we can get them to where we can stabilize them. Right now, they're all in decline. We can get them to where we stabilize them, to where we can level them off, and we can start bringing them back up. I think Cherokees on the road to this, I think about 9,000 speakers. And when I say speakers, I talk about fluent, the ones that read and write. The ones that can speak, and when you say that, then you can jump them up another 5,000 or 6,000, less than 20,000. But if we think about 20,000 now, I think our numbers is hitting close to 230,000. 20,000, not very many. When you look at it that way, it sounds like a lot. But if you compare them to the number of our tribe, it's not very many. But I thank everyone tonight for listening to the languages. They're beautiful languages. I don't care what language it is. And I just appreciate the opportunity to speak the language, that we still can get up here and say some things, and we still have a few people that understand. And again, continue on with what you're doing with the language. Anytime we can help, just let us know. Because each one of our languages will need help, whether we speak that language or not. We can help each other by just simply being here a lot of times, or just saying, yeah, you're doing a good job. With that, I'm going to close with the words that we say, Doda Dakuma. We'll see each other again. Bye-bye.
I thought that was such an interesting point that that Hastings made, that medicine, herbal medicines, and God both only know to speak Cherokee, to speak to Cherokees in the Cherokee language, and to understand when you speak to them in Cherokee. Well, wadon. Thank you, Hastings Shade. Another note about his teaching, in case you're interested, he has language classes in the Tahlequah area, and if you'd like to enroll or have a relative or somebody that might like to enroll out in Cherokee classes out that way, they could contact Cherokee Nation for more information. Chief Chad Smith and Hastings Shade have both always made a strong point of trying to bring back some of the traditional culture and the language, and in fact that they have said that they have the goal to bring back fluency to the tribe, which I think is extremely admirable. By the way, this year's celebration of Oklahoma Indian language and culture will be held October 19th, which is the second Friday before Halloween. That's October 19th, 2001, at the Cleveland County Fairgrounds in Norman. See you next time on Wordpath. I'm Alice Anderson, host of Wordpath. We feature the 24 languages spoken by Oklahoma Indian tribes.
Koigu hagiat all day no. Pai heng dome.
E di ambahata te di juigi le tombla. E va le la tita non de welke so kagio.
Ise kwasu. Ise tuka nai te kwasu.
Join us for more Golden Oldies Monday and Wednesday evenings.
Na hene yo hene, na hene yo hene, ana magwana kita, wa pene manaoni kita. Na hene yo hene, na hene yo hene, ana magwana kita, wa pene manaoni kita. Na hene yo hene, na hene yo hene, ana magwana kita, wa pene manaoni kita. Na hene yo hene, na hene yo hene, ana magwana kita, wa pene manaoni kita. Na hene yo hene, na hene yo hene, ana magwana kita, wa pene manaoni kita. Na hene yo hene, na hene yo hene, ana magwana kita, wa pene manaoni kita.